Come on now. We haven't even said anything.
I know, but I was going to say, what? And then I started laughing before I made the joke.
Abby and Kat were born in 1997 and became best friends when they were 6. Grew up together and started a band and bonded over music ever since. 20 years later, they are all grown up and spend their free time analyzing lyrics. Now here they are talking all about their Lord and Savior, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift. Taylor, if you're listening, we love you.
Hi, I'm Kat.
I'm Abby.
And welcome to Swift Lore Podcast, where we dive into the lyrics and lore of our Lord and Savior, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift.
Absolutely, that's why we're here.
This week, we are doing songs that have bridges stronger than anything that engineers in the U.S. or otherwise could ever dream up.
Yep. I'm covering Cruel Summer.
And I'm covering Death by a Thousand Cuts.
Did you know these are the first Lover songs we've covered since our first episode when you did False Ground?
No! You were so close. You almost got a whole sentence right.
God. Do you know?
I was thinking about that because I was going to wear, I have these pants that are very lover coated. I decided not to wear them because I didn't want to.
I'm so
What?
sorry. I haven't had coffee since Christmas. I just had a sip of my coffee. It's the most delicious thing.
We got dunks. Thanks,
We got
Abby, for the dunks.
You're so welcome. It's my gift. Kat got me this really amazing cardigan scarf, and I was like, do you want dunks?
You know what? But like, you're not using the scarf right now, and I'm using the dunks. So
Oh,
really,
true.
who gave a better gift?
Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't drink coffee for a week. Wow.
Why didn't you do that?
I don't know. Well, actually,
Also, what were we talking about?
I don't know, but I'm on this now. So there was one day where I did make myself a cup of coffee, and then I forgot to drink it, and it was just out all day. So I didn't have
Rip.
it then. And then I just didn't. You know that week between Christmas?
I had 3
and-
shots of espresso this morning.
Wow.
I forgot about that. That's why I got nice coffee, not a cold brew.
But that week between Christmas and New Year's where time doesn't exist. I don't
Time
know
does
what's
not
happening.
exist.
And I didn't have
I've just
coffee.
been packing. I'm moving soon.
Yeah.
Our podcast set will be changing. It's going to be a whole thing. We'll get there.
But we were talking about how these are our first songs from Lover since our first episode. It's still
Oh, I was talking about
wild
my
to-
lover pants.
Oh,
That
okay.
I didn't wear. That's it. That's the story.
That's the story.
I didn't wear them. I'm wearing black because death. And also, I just didn't feel like wearing pants. This is a dress. That's where I'm at.
I love that. I'm bearing midriff for the first time on the pod. I'm wearing a crop top because it's literally the only thing.
I don't know which sound effect would be right for that.
This feels right.
Midriff.
I'm wearing, it's the only pink shirt that I have that was clean. It might be the only pink shirt that I have in general. And that just seemed like Lovercore.
That's fair enough.
So here we are.
Here we are.
I think those are all of our updates.
I think so. Oh, we could talk about, we asked on our Instagram what predictions you guys had for 2024.
Oh, yeah.
And a majority of them were just like Rep TV, which, yes. Rep TV, Debut TV. One person, wait, I want to find this one. TS11, Karma, Reputation TV, Debut TV, and TS12, a new country album.
Honestly, love that ambition. Taylor would.
But like, she's also like,
She's
when would
also
she
touring.
sleep?
Okay, but think about 2023 and all the things that she pulled off.
She didn't put out 4 albums this year, 2 of which were brand new material. She put out 2 re-records.
That's fair. I'm just saying, if anyone could do it,
If anyone could put out 4 albums in a year, it would be Taylor. However, I don't know about that.
it feels ambitious, but love that for her.
I do also love
that
that.
for hypothetical Taylor.
I think somebody also predicted that she'll do TS11 before Rep TV, which
That would be a plot twist.
that would be.
I just want Rep TV to come out so that I can listen to Rep TV.
That's, yeah.
Like, obviously, the vault tracks are going to change me as a person.
I'm going to be fundamentally different after the vault tracks. I'm warning you now. I was fundamentally different after Reputation regular version, after Taylor's version, especially because we're like the age that Taylor was when Reputation came out.
Oh, that's a weird thought.
Wait, am I right? It came out in 2017. She was 1989. So she was like a year or 2 older than what we are now. She was like 28 when it came out.
I don't even know how to. Wow.
We're still 26 for now.
And we have a podcast. That's our credentials.
We talk about lyrics
And lore.
and Taylor Swift.
Okay. So shall we start?
I think you should go first.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this is exciting. Cruel Summer. Guys, we have reached Cruel Summer. For whatever reason, for the big songs like this, because obviously the song is iconic, I'm always just like, that's going to be such a big, momentous episode. But then I feel that way every episode because she has so many good songs.
Every episode, we're like, wow, this is iconic. Yeah.
It's because Taylor's iconic. So, Cruel Summer is the second song on Taylor's seventh studio album, Lover. Right after I Forgot That You Existed, and right before the song Lover.
Incredible.
Interesting 1, 2, 3 we got going there.
Yeah.
But love all three of the songs for very different reasons. So we love that. It came out August 23rd, 2019. The album did.
I was there.
I was too.
We both were alive on August 23rd, 2019.
We're alive. This song I always associate with the song August, and I'll talk more about this later, but it's interesting that Lover came out in August. I listened to this album when it came out in full in my dorm room back when I was in college. Ain't life wild?
Life is wild.
This song slaps.
Yeah.
Critics love this song.
It's a banger, it's a bop.
They call it one of her finest songs. Duh.
It's one of the best pop songs of all time.
It is, I believe in my heart that this is a perfect song.
I agree.
It's perfect. There's nothing wrong with this song.
Just the lyrics are so good. The momentum is perfect. The production is iconic.
Spectacular. It's catchy.
It's catchy.
She
it's
sounds
bopping.
amazing. Her range in this song is incredible.
Yeah. Like she goes from the like really, really low up to
Yeah.
super high. Like, yeah, she kills it.
She kills it.
It's such a good song to like
It's
open
great.
the Eras tour with also.
Yes. So
Sorry, I'm sure you'll get to that.
I
I'm just
no, it's okay.
I'm just like let me actually just
This was my top Taylor song for ages. Like
same.
up when Lover came out, up until probably Folklore Evermore era, because those albums, while I loved them, I didn't listen to, like Cruel Summer, I would just listen and jam to constantly.
Yeah.
It was my top song for a very long time. Now we've got Evermore, Folklore, and Midnights to contend with. So it's like we did our ranking. It's not my top anymore, but this song is still perfect. A lot of people consider Style to be a perfect pop song, which like I think it is, but personally I like Cruel
I think this
Summer
one's better.
Controversial hot take, but not
I don't
to
know if it's
me.
controversial to be right.
Beautiful. People wanted this song to be a single, and then Taylor herself was just like, yeah, I also wanted that.
Damn you, COVID.
COVID
took
ruined
away
everything.
the Cruel Summer music video that we could have had.
And Loverfest.
R.I.P. Loverfest.
But Taylor did say that she always wanted it to be a single, and now it has since been released as the, I want to say 5th Lover single. I have it written
Yeah,
down
just
later.
recently. It just
Yeah,
yeah,
in October.
it just went #1 just for funsies.
Yeah, so that was the thing. Originally when it came out, it was on the Billboard Global 200. It was her 3rd #1 single on Billboard. Just insanely popular. And then after Eras Tour, it re-entered the Billboard and went #1 again.
Yes, and it was like an effort by Swifties specifically to like get Cruel Summer to #1.
Yeah.
Which is when she released the single of Cruel Summer live at the Eras tour. That's why she did it, because that, you know, single on Spotify is regular Cruel Summer, and then that, so the streams of the Cruel Summer live I think somehow worked towards the Cruel Summer charts.
Yeah.
So she was like, I see you guys trying to make it go #1. I'm gonna help. Let's do it.
Love
and then
that
that
for
was
her.
like 1989 came out like a week after that.
Yeah. I have more details about that soon.
Yeah. Sorry, I just stealing your stuff.
Oh no, it's fine. It sounds like I cleared my throat because I'm upset. I'm not. I just
Everything's fine.
everything. It's fine. Say I'm fine, but it wasn't true. Anyway, the song's title was an Easter egg in the music video for "You Need to Calm Down." Ellen DeGeneres gets a tattoo of Cruel Summer. And then during Taylor's commercial for Amazon Music, the title was also shown on butterfly wings in the same font as the tattoo on Ellen DeGeneres. And in the Lover music video, there's 2 books with the titles Devils Roll the Dice, Angels Wear Their Eyes, and then Breakable Heaven. A couple of other places I have it written down, but like my notes are scattered. Anyway, this was this was coming. There was Easter eggs for
Yeah.
this song.
This was supposed to be a single.
Yeah. So then on October 18th, as we mentioned, 2 remixes came out, a live version from the Eras Tour and a remix production by LP Joby. I want to say Joby.
The problem with remixing the song is that it's already perfect.
Yeah,
And so any remix makes it less perfect.
That is correct. I have not listened to the remakes, honestly, because why would I?
Yeah, no, it's not like I listened to it like once.
One thing that the Eras Tour version has is the extended last note, where she goes,
Yeah.
"Summer." She just holds it for a very long time.
And also
Queen.
it's just so excited like on the
Yeah.
tour. I mean, I remember the first night of Eras Tour, like
Oh my!
I was trying to
goodness.
stay up. Like I knew that I wouldn't because it was in Arizona, so it's like 2 hours behind us. So it was like 11 p.m. when she went on stage for us, 3 hours behind. Anyways, and so like I remember just the only thing that I got was that like she opened, and I didn't know that like Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince was like a little snippet. So I heard like Cruel Summer's the first song, and I was like, I can go to bed. I don't even care what else she does. Cruel Summer's on the set list. We're
Yep.
seeing Cruel Summer live.
Wow.
I just like was texting the group chat, freaking out, so
Yes.
excited, and then we saw Cruel Summer live. That was the first time that that's the second time I cried at the concert.
Yeah, it was incredible.
third.
So as mentioned, it was the second song performed on the Eras Tour, but it was the first bridge of the set, which
Yes.
Taylor like does a little announcement where she's like, "Are you ready for the first bridge?" Because she knows what we're there for.
And this bridge is so strong.
It's so
She walked all 80 to 100,000 people over it every tour.
She really did. Here's something interesting. Well, Olivia Rodrigo did a cover of this song at MTV's Alone Together Jam Session in 2020, which Taylor Swift praised. And then Olivia Rodrigo also interpolated this song in Deja Vu.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was...
This was one of the controversial things with Olivia because we talked last week
Yeah.
about New Year's Day, and that before the album came out, Olivia got that cleared. But this one, it was after the album came out.
Really?
Taylor now gets 50% of the profits from Deja Vu.
Oh, well, first
It's like
of
really
all,
controversial. That's why a lot of like Olivia Rodrigo stans don't like Taylor anymore, is
Oh.
because of this like
Gotcha.
thing.
Well, I did see that they're credited. Swift, Antonoff, and St. Vincent are credited as co-writers on the song. But secondly, I don't find this one as much of a sample as the New Year's Day One Step Forward, Two Steps.
If you
Three Steps
listen to the bridge of Deja Vu,
back. Yeah, I know.
you can sing it right over it. It's like it's the same.
Oh, interesting.
Because I saw it the other day. Like it's really the I can't.
Oh, fair enough. But is it so? I know
It's
this is a
similar
controversial
enough to
issue.
like the point where I think Taylor was just like, hey, like this is too similar, and like Olivia gave her credit
That makes sense.
without
I guess,
having to be a court.
I guess I
thing.
just believe that when you really are inspired by a certain artist, you can create something similar without even thinking about it.
Yeah, I think that might be kind of what happened, but at the same time, it was like too similar. I mean, I haven't looked too far into it, but yeah, it was like a whole thing. That's why people think The Grudge is about Taylor.
Interesting. Well, that's their business.
Here nor there. I mean,
Maybe-
I feel like people are just making it a whole thing that like, oh, Olivia and Taylor
Probably.
don't like each other anymore. And you're talking about both of them so much.
And maybe one day they'll dress up as hamburger and french fries and they'll hug.
Yeah.
And
just to say.
all is well. Maybe
All's well that ends well to end up as fries, you know?
it's fries. Fries till the end. That's what I always say. All right.
When have you ever said that in your life?
Just now.
And now for always.
And now for always. And this song was also featured in The Summer I Turned Pretty, which is a banger of a show.
Such a good show.
Although
What scene is it in?
most of Taylor Swift's catalog is in.
That's true. That's true. There's a lot of Taylor Swift music.
If you like Taylor Swift and you like that sort of show, then go watch The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Yeah, just be prepared for some cringe.
Cringe and also feels. It really does
Yeah.
go certain places. So look into any potential trigger warnings that you might have in advance.
Yeah, that's... You'd be crying.
Yeah,
All right, I'll let you keep
All
talking.
right.
I'll stop interrupting.
No, it's fine. So I have a distinct memory of listening to this album and really resonating with the song Lover and not so much resonating with this song because I was a doofus. 2017?
2019.
2019? Oh, I have 2017 on the brain because of other things.
Reputation.
2019, Abby, stupid, idiot, absolute idiot. But I do remember going to visit you at college and you played me the Cruel Summer version that someone played on the piano. And I was like, why didn't I give this song attention? This is beautiful. And that's when the obsession started.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It's a banger. And with that, we get into the lyrical breakdown. This song begins with, yeah, yeah, which I've never once in my life registered that she was saying yeah. It just was like a sound in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it was like, whirl in my head.
Well,
That's
it's
what it
kind
was.
of like there's other songs where she does that, where she like pitches her voice weird for backup.
That's true. But I didn't know. It was just funny because I think of
It's like, what instrument makes this noise? And they went, none. None of them do that.
nothing does that. She went, fine, I'll do it myself.
I dreamt it and now I will create it.
I am obsessed with that fun fact. Okay. We're not covering that song right now. No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm not trying to
Rep on the
tangent,
brain. Must be rep on the brain. Okay. So it starts with fever dream high in the quiet of the night. You know that I caught it. Oh yeah, you're right. I want it. That was, man, I really messed up the ending rhythm there. But anyway,
It's okay.
it's because once again, I don't register the words that are in the like weird. Yeah, you're right. I want it. Like, okay. Anyway.
Honestly, I don't know if I've ever registered them either.
Right. It's mostly just, yeah, you're right. I want it in the background. For those who don't know.
Damn.
I know.
Get it, Taylor.
This song is Taylor getting it. Overall
Anyways.
interpretation. So, fever dream high. So, you know when you're sick
Yeah.
and you're like fever sick
Yeah.
and it's like, what is even going on? That's where she's at.
I'm there all the time. I don't even have a fever. There's just what the fuck's going on
That's
up there.
true. I'm constantly in a fever dream state. I run hot. What can I say?
I didn't see her reach for the button, so I just heard the noise.
So Genius said that the juxtaposition of the fever dream and the high, where fever dream usually has a negative connotation and high obviously has like the positive connotation, it represents the two sides of the relationship. The fever dream is the negative secrecy and guilt, the forbidden love, and the high exhibits the excitement and the thrill that the love brings. This opening line is basically her saying so much in few words. She's showing how she feels, what kind of relationship this is, and when their relationship usually occurs, which in the quiet of the night. And when she says, you know that I caught it, I wrote the love bug, you, but also whatever it was that gave her the fever. And the echo is like the partner knows how invested that she is. It's not a secret, and she's down bad, basically.
She's lovesick.
Bad, bad boy, shiny toy with the price. You know that I bought it. Oh, yeah, you're right. I want it. So in Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, which is the first song that she sings on the Eras tour, they say, whisper in the hallway, she's a bad, bad girl. And now she's saying bad, bad boy. It's probably why she did one and then the other, but
That makes sense.
maybe not.
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Taylor.
Shiny toy with a price. I really do love that wordplay because taken literally, he's expensive. He's shiny, so she's drawn to him, but that it also costs her something. But despite that, she did the thing anyway. She said, I'm not going to do it. I'm just thinking about it. I did it.
She's like, I'm richer than God. It's fine.
Okay. Killing Me Slow. So this reminded me of High Infidelity. When it says there's many different ways that you can kill the one you love. The slowest way is never loving them enough. Just the continued theme of the price. Like he's quote unquote killing her slowly.
Oh, as long as it's slowly.
As long as it's slowly.
As long as it's death by a
That's-
1,000 cuts, you know?
That's pretty much.
Wait, killing me slow, death by 1,000 cuts? Parallel.
Absolutely. Out the Window, I wrote, is an allusion to Romeo and Juliet, which she also makes this comparison in Love Story. Surprisingly, a lot of parallels to Love Story in this song.
I believe it because, I mean, it's like the forbidden romance type vibe.
Yeah.
Is this just like grown-up love story?
It could be, but it's darker. Although when we
Grown up.
cover Love Story, I cannot wait to talk about my theories on that song. So in Love Story, she says, I'm standing there on a balcony in summer air. And then I just wrote, hey, random tangent, but do you remember that really random song that we wrote called R&J, but with less death?
I remember the title. I don't remember any of the song.
I remember the song. I will never repeat it. What a weird time of life
What a
being
weird
16.
time.
I'm always waiting for you to be waiting below. So it reminded me again of in Love Story, I got tired of waiting, wondering if you were ever coming around. So she's always waiting for him and she hopes that he's waiting for her too. And then I wrote, put a pin in that because I got more to say on that later.
Pin in. I always think also like it's, I mean, like the literal visual of like him waiting for her to like sneak out her window is so like high school love, like summer love coded.
Absolutely.
I love that.
It screams summer love. Devils roll the dice, angels roll their eyes. This is an amazing line. Amazing
I
line.
love Taylor
It's fun to
Swift.
sing. I love the intonation of dice, angels roll their eyes. Like, so fun and just great and amazing. It was also an Easter egg before release in the Need to Calm Down music video, the Me music video, and the Lover music video. It was also shown on a mural in Brooklyn days before the song dropped. It was also used for Spotify promotional stuff. So she really
in the
pushed this lyric.
2023 global top artist for Spotify, there was a devil and an angel
Nice.
as part of it.
So if we're talking about a devil and an angel on your shoulder, like that typical thing that you see a lot in like Emperor's New Groove, for example.
You know, you see it a lot of places, Emperor's New Groove.
So if we're talking about the typical devil and angel on either shoulder, right? So the devil's rolling the dice. The devil who was having the thoughts of like, do the thing.
Take a chance.
They're rolling the dice. They're taking the gamble. They're saying, do it. And the angel's rolling their eyes because ultimately she, the person that the song is about, is going to do it. She's going to follow what the devil's saying.
And the angel's just like, oh my God, you're going to have to find this out for yourself.
If you must, yeah. So I just love that. I love everything about that. And yeah, it makes me excited. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger is a traditional phrase dating all the way back to 1889 in the book Twilight of the Idols by, I'm going to get this name wrong, spelling wise, or no, I mean pronunciation wise, Friedrich Nietzsche?
Nietzsche.
Nietzsche?
I want to say. I just don't say his name.
Okay, well, you know the guy.
You know, that guy, he wrote a bunch of stuff.
He wrote a bunch of stuff. I personally know it from the Kelly Clarkson song.
I was thinking Kelly Clarkson as well.
And also this phrase, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, by the way, is BS. Like, it's not real. What doesn't kill you can take a really long time to make you strong again.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. So while Taylor wants him more, it is killing her. It doesn't make her stronger, but she's saying that it's worth the risk. She's going to roll the dice. She's going to do it anyway. She's not going to stop doing what she's doing until she's dead, basically.
She loves a challenge.
She's like, until this kills me, we're going to keep going. It's new, the shape of your body. It's blue, the feeling I've got. First of all, from a songwriting standpoint, I'm just obsessed with the way that this is set up.
Yeah.
The rhyming scheme of like new
So
and
good.
blue. And like it's new, comma, talking about the body. And then it's blue, comma, talking about the feeling. Like that's just really cool.
It's so good.
So the relationship is new. It's at its most exciting point. The shape of your body is new. So they're getting to know each other for the first time. And talking about blue, while it's new and exciting, it makes her sad at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she uses blue so much.
Yeah.
On this album, on other albums.
We've talked about it in the past with Christmas Tree Farm. Everything is icy and blue. Now it's very idyllic. But she uses colors a lot. Like she has red as a whole album title.
Yeah. And she mentions blue and in the chorus of Red.
Yep. But in the chorus of Red, she's talking about being sad.
Yeah.
My heart's been borrowed and yours has been blue in Lover. Even like that's a saying that he was heartbroken. He's sad. So blue is typically representative of sadness for her.
Well, I think also part of it is like the blue of this is like the fact that she thinks the relationship is never going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's blue because even though she's committing to the bit is not going to work out.
Yeah.
The punchline is going to fall flat.
Exactly. And she knows that going into
Worse
it.
than death.
But I think it's also interesting how the word blue is also used in Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, where she says, so sad, paint the town blue. So that's really interesting. I love her use of colors. And Lover to me is a very pink album.
Yeah,
So-
but then the thing is, it's like pink overall, but then there's the little hints of blue.
Mm.
Because Lover as a whole is a very, to me, insecure album, which we don't have to get into right now.
Right. I mean, these songs are, I wouldn't say they're necessarily insecure, but they definitely show a very nuanced, complicated, mixed set of feelings.
Yeah, I mean, like something like False God to me
Yeah.
is like the epitome of,
Yeah.
or like The Archer being the heart of Lover, which is such an insecure song.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't wait till we cover The Archer.
I can't wait.
But one thing that I noted is that there still can be beauty in sadness.
Yes.
Blue is actually my favorite color. So we love that for me. And I'm also frequently sad, and I love sad music.
I love blue, and also I have clinical depression.
Hi, I'm Abby. My favorite color is blue. I have clinical depression, and I have a podcast about Taylor Swift.
It's like 2 truths and a lie, but you forget to lie.
Oh, I was thinking like my introduction on a reality TV show.
I'm trying to think what mine would be, but I don't have anything funny to say.
If you guys have good ones, drop them in the comments.
Let me know what your reality TV intro would be.
Okay, and then I just, for the ooh, whoa, whoa, I just literally highlighted that and wrote, that's one of the best riffs of all time. I'm feral
so
for
good.
it. That it's just so good, and her voice goes so high. Fantastic, incredible, show-stopping, never been done before. So, just for the line "Cruel Summer," which is obviously the title of the song, and also she says it multiple times in the refrain. Summer of 2016 was really hard for Taylor. Oddly enough, also really hard for me. Then again, most periods of any year are hard for me. Yeah, that was when we were 19, so that's you know how it be. I didn't know this actually. Kanye West has a 2012 compilation album called Cruel Summer.
I did not know that.
But also in February of 2016, he released the track Famous, where he took the credit for Swift's fame. I won't repeat the line because I don't like it. The line in question being the one that, really called Taylor out in a very mean way.
Yeah.
And Taylor then ended up berating him at the 58th Grammy Awards, and then Kanye claimed that he played Taylor the song before it released, and then in July 2016, Kim Kardashian released a phone conversation through Snapchat that seemed to confirm that what Kanye was saying was true, and then that led to the Taylor Swift is Over party, and everyone's like, it was bad.
Everyone canceling her, even though we now know, and like I suspected at the time that Kim edited the call.
Yeah. Awful.
Well,
horrible.
They'll get theirs eventually.
Yeah. And then in one of the journals that came with the deluxe edition of Lover, Taylor wrote, "This summer is the apocalypse." So.
And then 2020 happened, and she went, "Oh, my bad. I was a little early on that one. I came in a little early. It's fine. It's fine."
Oh my goodness. So, there's a lot of people draw parallels between this and Delicate a lot, which I had never done before. And it's part of my discussion question. So again, put a pin in it. But there are a lot of comparisons because of My Reputation's Never Been Worse. And if we're saying that this is like the Cruel Summer is during this really tumultuous period where all this stuff was happening, in my head, I'm not thinking about Taylor's personal life when I'm listening to this song, but that's where the parallel comes from for some who listen to it. It's cool. That's what I tell him. That reminds me of the whole cool girl trope. I can never say cool girl the first time around.
I get that. Yeah, I definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Where it's like, it's cool. It's fine. I'm not,
Like, cool girls aren't supposed to be negative, and cool girls aren't supposed to be uncomfortable with anything. So anything that's happening, it's cool. Because you think that if you push back at all, then you're not a cool girl and they're not going to want you anymore.
Right. And
bullshit.
What's interesting is that that's what I tell him. I always thought it was tell him, but in Genius said tell them, as in them.
Wow.
So is she saying it's cool to everyone while all this other stuff is going on, or is she telling, quote unquote him, like, it's cool, everything's fine, we're going to keep this light and breezy, it's fine? It could be, I don't know.
Ooh, that's interesting. Because also it's like, yeah, I also thought it was tell him, him, not them.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's like a whole new look. Yeah, because it's like when you're dating someone, you're like, I'm just not going to tell all my friends any of the shitty things happening because I don't want to talk about it.
Right. So I think that's interesting.
Oh, I agree. I don't know why I said that in a second. Anyways.
No rules in breakable heaven. Here's another thing where I thought it was no rules, unbreakable heaven.
So did I, literally, until I had whatever... Actually, until the first episode of this podcast.
Really?
Because for False God, I was like, heaven.
Oh, right.
And then I was like, wait, it's in breakable heaven, not unbreakable?
Yeah, so 2 misheards in a row for me. Let's see if there's a third. Oh, there is a third. It's coming. Wait for it. But in Breakable Heaven, so while this is a fantastic thing that's happened, she can tell that it's very fragile.
It's delicate.
It's delicate. It's another parallel that people do
Makes
to
sense.
delicate.
Makes sense.
And then in our Dear John episode, and in probably another episode, I compared it to like you change the rules every day, and how this one there's no rules. In Lover, we make the rules. It's more, no rules is like absolute chaos.
Yes.
We make the rules as a more stable, healthy situation, and then you change the rules. He or the partner controls the relationship. But, whoa, and I highlighted the but because
of our whole conversation.
Because
about
our
butts.
conversation about the butt.
The butt of it all.
I said, here we go with the butt again. So it says no rules in Breakable Heaven, but it's a cruel summer, which is like a lot of conflicting messages.
Yeah.
And I said, I'd like to phone a friend.
Oh, for me to talk about the butt?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let me think
What are your
about that.
thoughts?
So it's no rules in Breakable Heaven, but it's a cruel summer.
Yeah.
So I think that like sometimes you think like, oh, no rules, no problems. So, but it's like there are no rules, and despite the fact that that sounds like it should be good, it's a cruel summer because the lack of rules causes so much instability.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what I'm going with.
Yeah. It just sounds like the but is already included in the fact that she used the word breakable.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Ever since you pointed out the butt thing,
The butt thing.
the butt thing TM.
I know, because it's, yeah, the way that she thinks things are in contradiction to each other is
Right.
interesting.
And then she says, it's a cruel summer with you. So now she's saying that it's a cruel summer. This person's a part of it. The cause of it, maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
Depends on how you're interpreting it. Verse 2 has a lot more like shame in it, because she starts with hang your head low in the glow of the vending machine, which firstly, I love the imagery.
So good.
It's like, even though there's not a music video for this song, I can picture it.
I can picture it. For whatever reason, every time I hear that line, I think of the scene in The Haunting of Hill House where Nell is going to buy.
Me too.
Okay, so in Haunting of Hill House, in like Nell's episode,
Episode 5, track 5.
but she goes to like, she's at a motel and she goes to a vending machine and then like there's a ghost, it's the whole thing. But like, that's the vending machine that I picture every time I hear this line.
Me too. That hallway and everything, just like the
Yes.
dark hallway with the glow of the vending machine. You know, some people poke fun at Mike Flanagan because all of his episode 5s are really intense. And everyone's like, it's his track 5.
I think Mike Flanagan needs to come on here and talk about episode 5, track 5 parallels.
Mike Flanagan, will you do that for us?
Mike Flanagan, please. I wrote a paper about Haunting of Hill House. It's 10 pages long.
Kat did. And I have consumed all of your media.
As have I.
So come on a podcast.
Come on our podcast. What a Taylor Swift song on your show? Who's to say?
Maybe, who's to say?
Who's to say?
So this, for whatever reason, makes me think of like the glow of the vending machine. Why are they at a vending machine? Are they meeting up at a motel or hotel because it's a secret?
I literally have never thought of that before.
Like, it's not like he wouldn't have a vending machine in his
I
house.
always drew mental comparisons between this and Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince of the high school imagery.
Oh.
But I think the meeting up at a hotel thing makes a lot more sense for the sneaky relationship nature of this.
Yeah. I mean, very well could be, because it wouldn't be at home. There wouldn't be a vending machine.
No.
Well, maybe not. They're rich.
Maybe Taylor Swift. Who's to say? Rich people do weird stuff.
Okay. So the line, I'm not dying. And again, oh yeah, you're right, I want it. Just repeating that in the background. So she's not dying. She still wants him more and more. And it's a really unique way of her saying, I'm in this. It's not over if you don't want it to be. And then I just wrote like, please say don't go, you know, that sort of thing. Cause she's not dying. It's still going.
Isn't it?
We say that we'll just screw it up in these trying times. We're not trying.
I mean,
I saw a TikTok somewhere about a specific type of literary device that Taylor uses, where she often has a lyric that contains the same word twice, but in different meanings. So in this song, devils roll the dice, angels roll their eyes, roll is used twice, but it has different meanings in both ways. And this is the same. In these trying times, we're not trying. She does it multiple times in this song, the duality of language. Love you, Taylor. There's a specific word for that. Can't remember.
I don't
it.
know what it is either.
But there's this person on TikTok that does all this literary stuff about Taylor. I don't know her name. I'll never find it. But If you know her, tell us, because that was really fascinating when I stumbled upon that. So they figured that it's going to fall apart if they try to make it work, so they don't enter anything serious or official. It's very fragile. Reminiscent of Mine and Begin Again, which we talked about in the past, because there's this fear of love and the consequences that come with it. So it's like they're not even going to try. And they have a conversation about it, and they decide, nope.
They're like, well, we'll just keep it chill, keep it cool, keep it cash.
Super cash. So cut the headlights. Summer's a knife. I'm always waiting for you just to cut to the bone. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Cut the headlights. In the song's style, she says, "You come and pick me up, no headlights." And that's supposed to be like the relationship is on the down low and it's private and secret. So that's what she's expecting. She's saying, we've talked about it. We said don't try. So go ahead, cut the headlights like we always do. That's what I'm expecting. She says, summer's a knife and I'm waiting for you to cut to the bone. Because again, that's the expectation she has. That's the experience she has in the past. Also, just summer's a knife?
God damn it, Taylor.
Seriously.
What do you have? A knife.
No.
That's
and
Taylor writing Cruel Summer.
the summer be like. In the first pre-chorus, she says, I'm always waiting for you to be waiting below. There's this concept of waiting. And now she says, I'm waiting for you to cut to the bone. I'm waiting for this thing to happen, and it's not happening yet.
It's like that thing of the other person has the power to hurt her, but they're not using it. And that's like more confusing than anything else.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, now I have no idea what to expect anymore because the thing that I'm used to have happening isn't happening. So what is this?
Yeah, like we talked about keeping this casual, and then both of us are inching towards non-casual territory, and we're not talking about it, and it's just hovering over our heads.
Mm-hmm.
There's a myth or something about that, the sword over your head.
I don't know. I'm just thinking about the song Casual. Knee deep in the passenger seat. That song.
Yeah. Oh, I knew the song. I was trying to think when the knife is mentioned.
Oh, it's not. But we just kept saying keeping it casual when it's not casual. It is so clearly not casual.
Is it casual now? That was my top something. That was maybe my second top listen song of the year.
Yeah, it's a great one.
It's a banger. Chappelle Roan, Marry Me. I was going to say come on the pod, and then I was like, not strong enough. I got to go harder.
I love that for you. If I bleed, you'll be the last to know. So she's not going to tell him any of this. She's scared to be vulnerable. Another comparison to Mine, you learn my secrets, you figure out why I'm guarded, and I knew you were trouble. She says, no apologies, he'll never see you cry. So it's the difference between like being open and vulnerable with someone versus being closed off and not letting them in. And then
the bridge.
I can't even say it. Okay.
About to be my most quoted Taylor Swift lyric. Every single time I'm drunk. I go, in the words of Taylor Swift, I'm drunk. I do this without a fail every single time that I get drunk. Because it's not that often. And the thing is, I get drunk with like the same handful of people. So everybody's heard my joke so many times. But drunk me does not care. Well, I will be making that joke this very night.
Oh, yeah. It's New Year's Eve. There's a TikTok sound somewhere where it's just, I'm drunk. And I cry like a baby, and I've never related to anything more.
It's me. Hi, I'm the drunk crybaby. It's me.
So Taylor has a quote where she said, Jack and I like to do ranting bridges, like in Out of the Woods, where the bridge is the biggest moment of the song, and we revisited that concept. They sure did. This is wild. This is probably my favorite bridge of all time, at least up until Lover. Absolutely my favorite bridge.
100%.
It's so good. Okay. I'm drunk in the back of the car and I cried like a baby coming home from the bar.
Oh.
I just wrote relatable. But then, so she's alone in the car. I see it as her being alone in the car because she says, I'm drunk in the back of the car. So that's present tense. And then she says, I cried like a baby coming home from the bar, which is past tense.
She's currently drunk in the back of the car talking about when she was crying like a baby.
Yeah, and I think she's on her way to him, drunk in the back of the car. That's how I perceive it. I had to like put that in my brain, but I think that's how I've always assumed. And she mentions being at a bar in Delicate, dive bar on the east side where you at, and Cornelia Street, stronger than the drinks at the bar. So Again, another comparison to Delicate because people like to do that. Said, I'm fine, but it wasn't true. Once again, I wrote relatable.
So real. She's so real for that.
So real. She's still lying and not being vulnerable. And then this leads into, I don't want to keep secrets just to keep you.
Like, I don't even remember the first time that I like heard this song, but like I know in my bones that I heard that and just went, what the fuck, Taylor?
That's a standout
Jesus.
line.
Like, especially like for this song came after I Forgot That You Existed.
Yeah.
Like, and the singles were Me and You Need to Calm Down.
Yeah.
And then you start listening to the album and you're like, I Forgot What You Existed. It kind of like fits the vibe of
Sure.
Me and You Need to Calm Down. And then fucking Cruel Summer comes and it's just like, I'm going to knock your teeth out.
I have chills just thinking about it. I'm going to listen to the song on my way home. Yeah. And it also does the keep thing, like trying, waiting. Keep secrets just to keep you. Does it many times in this song. She's keeping secrets from her partner, from her friends, from the world, just so that she can keep doing this thing that's amazing and it hurts all at the same time. And you can really start to feel the emotion build where she's just like, I'm losing my mind.
We've all been there. We've all lost our mind.
I snuck in through the garden gate every night that summer just to seal my fate.
Oh.
Thank you. It's like how in Fergalicious you need a partner to get through the woo. Anyway.
You need somebody to be watching you work on your fitness.
Woo.
Anyway.
So, new lore. She snuck into his garden that summer every night, which also in Love Story, she says, I snuck into the garden to see you. Mm-hmm. This is where I take the pin out of what I said before about waiting. Because when she was waiting for him on the balcony, it's because she wanted that Shakespearean romance, but that's not what she had. She snuck into the garden. So he wasn't waiting at the balcony. It's something different, which I thought was interesting. She thought that it was going to be this forbidden tragic thing like Romeo and Juliet, but it's not quite that.
Yeah.
And she specifically enters a garden where things are meant to grow. So like every night she's going into this garden and the feelings are blooming and getting worse. Sealing her fate, so to speak.
I also think about like a garden gate is usually around the back, so it's like a hidden entrance. It's not going to be like his window isn't like the front of the house and she's throwing pebbles or anybody can see her. Like she snuck in like somewhere that people can't see her coming in.
That's true. All right. And I scream for whatever it's worth. I love you. Ain't that the worst thing you ever heard?
Oh, it's so good.
Losing my mind.
Losing my mind. Who needs a mind when you could lose it?
She screams her feelings finally. She's like, you know what? I've been cool. I haven't been saying anything. I said fine, but it wasn't true. And now she's like, I scream, I love you.
For whatever it's worth.
For whatever it's worth. I can't even with that. Like,
not just I love you. Ain't that the worst thing you've ever heard? Because it's like doomed.
It's doomed. She thinks it's doomed. She says she loves him and then immediately says, isn't that the worst possible result of the situation that we're in? Ugh. Like, she waits for him to agree with her. And instead, he looks up grinning like a devil.
Up from where, Taylor?
Okay. First and foremost,
I had to make the joke.
Up from where? Unless he is very short. She's dating a short king in this song. Otherwise, I think this is spicy.
There's the ticker.
The ticker.
The TikToker, Brian Licious.
Uh-huh.
I just like what I said is like a direct ripoff from one of his TikToks where he goes, he does the up from where, Taylor? Where is he looking up from? Where is he looking up from, Taylor?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's giving false god.
It's giving false god. It is, I mean, I guess there's other he could be looking up for other reasons, hips. I guess, but I don't think so. I think it's what it says on the tin, honestly. I'm going to be real, guys.
Which I will also say that I did not think about that meaning until I saw the TikTok from Brian.
Really?
Because I was just like, he looks up grinning like a devil. I was too busy.
And she screams
sinking in the rest of the bridge that line just got lost.
It's the scream for me. It's the fact that everything cuts out except her distant scream.
Yeah.
It is everything. It is the moment. Also, a lot of people think it was he looks so pretty like the devil.
I feel like I might have thought that. Maybe that's why I hadn't thought of it deeply.
I never heard it that way. I always heard it the sexual way. I don't know what that says about me.
I don't know either.
Which feels out of character for me, but whatever. So grinning, it's funny that she uses the word grinning, because usually that's like a scheming, evil sort of thing.
Yeah.
And she's comparing him to a devil, which is usually, a bad dude, theoretically. But earlier in the song, she says, devils roll the dice. Devils take the chance. Devils want her to continue this. So she says, I love you. Isn't that horrible? She waits for him to say, yeah, it is. And instead, he grins like the devil. He's saying, maybe it's not so horrible and we can continue rolling the dice.
I love that.
I don't know. I never thought about that interpretation until when I wrote these notes.
I feel like that happens a lot.
Yeah.
For both of us.
For both of us. So that's basically the song. She goes through the chorus again, and there's that layering situation, and it ends with, I love you, ain't that the worst thing you ever heard? And then echoes out with the yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think it's interesting that she does the bridge again as the outro, which she also did in New Year's Day.
She did. Interesting.
And what's the other one that she does it in? What It Could Have, Should Have.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Basically. Keep doing this, Taylor. We love it.
Doing.
And so to me, the ending of the song is very angsty and incomplete. Like there still really isn't a resolution.
Yeah.
Here comes the discussion question.
Okay, I'm ready.
So a lot of people compare this to Delicate. Like this, it's the fragile start of a really big romance. And a lot of people think that it's about someone that she ended up dating for a very long time. I have never read it as positive ever in my life.
No.
I have always read this as like a secret, forbidden thing where she gets her heart broken and it does not last.
See, I'm kind of back and forth because on the one hand, yes, I think it can definitely be taken as like this relationship didn't work out. But I've also seen the interpretations where the second time that she does the bridge, it's like, so the first time she does the bridge is like the actual moment when it's happening. And then the second time she does the bridge is like her recounting it to like other people because, and like sitting there with like her boyfriend being like, oh my God. And then I said, I love you. And this is the worst thing you ever heard. And then he looked up grinning like the devil, up from where, not important, moving on.
Well, she only says he looks up grinning like the devil in the moment. She doesn't tell her friends that bit.
So maybe that's just
she's like, that's for me.
that's a little inside thought. But yeah, I guess I think that it is left like so open-ended, so we don't know if this is a relationship that worked out or not.
Yeah. But I gotta say, I have never, ever read this as anything. When he looks up grinning like the devil, yeah, he's bad. Bad news bears. That's how I've always read this song, is that she's upset and annoyed and having a bad time. And then I saw all the people being like, no, it's the start of a romance. And I guess it could be taken that way.
To me, I've always read it as being like about a summer fling that didn't work out, but you kind of still have this like fondness when you remember it because it was just like so dramatic and like crazy.
It's giving August.
It's giving August.
Because even August ends with the, remember when you pulled up and said, get in the car? Like, it's the same. It's always given August to me. And so what side are you on? Are you on side Delicate or side August? That's the discussion question.
That'll be the poll.
Yeah.
If you're on Spotify. Listen to us on Spotify.
Yeah. All right. That's it. Wow.
Yay.
Cool summer. Man, oh man, oh
Cool
man.
summer with you. And now, Death by 1,000 Cuts.
Wow.
Track 10 on Lover. So this song is not based on anything in Taylor's life directly. This is actually based on the movie Someone Great, which is a movie that came out in 2018, 2019? Early 2019, I want to say. I could be wrong. It came out before Lover, so... So she talked on the Elvis Duran show about writing the song based off the movie, and she said, I cried watching the movie, and so for like a week I start waking up from dreams that I'm living out that scenario and that's happening to me, and I would wake up and be like, oh my God, I'm writing a breakup song. And if you haven't seen that movie, it's a great breakup movie. It starts with a montage to Supercut by Lorde, just like in terms of the vibe. So good. And it's about like this woman who's played by Gina
Rodriguez.
I thought it was Rodriguez, and I wasn't sure if I was right. But It was played by Gina Rodriguez, and her long-term boyfriend just broke up, and she's about to move away for a job. And so it's about like her and her two best friends having this like crazy like last hurrah night, or just day, and it's just a very chaotic, weird day.
Mm-hmm.
But
It
it's
ends at
so
the club.
fun. It ends at the club, and it's great.
I watched that movie one time here at this apartment when I was watching Spear, and it's devastating.
Yeah, I watched it. The first time I watched it was the first time that I had like a big breakup, and like there's a song in it, my hint song from last week, Great One by Jesse Reyes, which just is like, whew, that song is devastating in the best way. So she wrote it based off that, and she also talked in her NPR little desk or tiny desk.
Little desk, the miniature desk.
The little desk, the tiny desk performance. She mentioned that she'd been asked like basically her entire career, like, what happens when you're happy? Because like you write all these breakup songs. What happens when you're not going through a breakup and you haven't experienced a breakup in years? And she always had said that like she would probably go back to writing about fictional things because that's what she used to do when she was like 12 and writing songs about heartbreak. And like obviously she was 12, she hadn't experienced this stuff. And then of course we got Folklore and Evermore where she really proved that. But this song was kind of her first step into that territory as like a seasoned songwriter.
Which
and she wrote it and was just like, all right, I still got it. This is great.
Oh, absolutely. And I love that because I think when you're in periods where you're happy and you're stable and everything's good, for me, I have a hard time writing songs because what do I have to sing about? I write songs when I'm feeling like very emotionally intense about things.
Yeah, and it's easier to feel emotionally intense about like things that are upsetting than about things that make you happy.
Right. But the way that she was able to channel a song like this out of characters in a movie is amazing.
Yeah. In terms of the performance history, this song has only been performed live 4 times. Once was at Loverfest in Paris. I'm constantly mourning the heart-shaped vinyl because I had one in my cart, and then I was like, let me see if there's anything else I wanted. And then I checked for something else, and then I went to check out because I was like, I actually don't want anything else. And by the time I went to check out, it was sold out. It was devastating.
That is
I
devastating.
learned my lesson for the Taylor merch. And then obviously she did the Tiny Desk performance, which I thought it was interesting because there's a lot of parallels between the song and All Too Well that I found throughout the lyrics. And she played this song, and then she played All Too Well, which was the only non-Lover song that she played at her Tiny Desk thing, because she played 2 other Lover songs that I forgot to write down. I can't remember. And this was also a surprise song at 2 Eras Tour shows. The first one was April 1st at Arlington in Texas, and then August 5th at SoFi in LA. She played this because in LA she did a lot of repeat songs. But also I think she did mess this up the first time she played it. She either played it in like the wrong key or like messed up like an ordering of things. Personal connection, I just wrote no. We don't have time for that. We're not going to do that.
You wrote no heart. I see you.
And then my lyrical analysis, my overall interpretation is ouch. And now we'll get into it. I don't have a lot of front matter for this one, so we're getting right into it. The intro is the my, just repeated over and over again, which parallels Lover with the my, lover. And then also it foreshadows the bridge when she says, my heart, my hips, my.
Oh, I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
Maybe I did.
But now I brought
But now
it back
I remember
up.
again.
Hello, it's a thought. And then it starts with the chorus, which this song just has a really weird song structure. It has this my intro, and then it does the chorus, one verse, the chorus again, and then the bridge. It's like such a weird shaped song.
And also the my's at the beginning start with no like drums or rhythm behind it. And when I first heard this song the first couple of times, it sounds like it's going my as in like on the beat, and then the drums come in and it switches and it's more syncopated, which I think just from a songwriting standpoint is just really cool.
Because it establishes something and then immediately throws it off.
Yeah.
It leaves you a little bit unbalanced.
Right.
Saying goodbye is death by 1,000 cuts. So many things when I was trying to Google death by 1,000 cuts, and I just kept getting the ancient form of Chinese torture.
Oof.
because that's what Death by a Thousand Cuts.
Yeah.
I forgot to write down the name of it. There's a name, but basically it's like they would just cut off like little pieces of a person until they died. Like just slowly start chopping off your hand.
How lovely. Hate it.
So that's what Death by a Thousand Cuts originates from.
Horrible.
But in a more fun way,
I was always thinking paper cuts.
it's because she says paper cuts.
Right.
Another parallel, or just a parallel to another song in Illicit Affairs, it dies and it dies and it dies a million little times. So each cut is a death. Flashbacks, Waking Me Up. In the movie Someone Great, there are tons of flashbacks throughout the movie to different points in the relationship. Like they go somewhere where she had been with her ex-boyfriend and like suddenly you're in it, and yeah, there's a ton of flashbacks in it. And then I also paralleled it to Would've, Could've, Should've in the line, I fight with you in my dreams, and the idea that not even in her dreams can she get like reprieve from this heartbreak.
Yeah.
I get drunk, but it's not enough.
I'm drunk.
Exactly. She mentions Drunk on Lover in 3 songs. Here, and then Cruel Summer and Cornelia Street. And the other 2 are overall kind of positive moments. I mean, we kind of talked about how Cruel Summer, the bridge is like a little bit not necessarily positive, but like overall, like it's like, I'm drunk in the back of the car, tee-hee. And then in Cornelia Street, like we were in the back seat, drunk off something stronger than the drinks in the bar. Like that's pretty positive. And here it's like the flip side of that, of her like using drinking to try to like drown out what she's feeling, but she's still like having these flashbacks, waking her up, and she wakes up in the morning and she's not with him.
Yeah.
And so like drinking isn't enough. It's not working. I look through the windows of this love. Another parallel to Would've, Could've, Should've in terms of the window. The window of it all.
I believe in the movie there's a scene where she looks through, oddly enough, it's not a vending machine, but it's like those coolers at a gas station or a bodega.
Yes.
And she sees a flashback in the glass or something.
Yeah, because it's like the bodega that they would always go to.
Yeah.
Even though we boarded them up. So in Call It What You Want, windows boarded up after the storm. But in that song, they've weathered the storm together and they came through it stronger. And like they just boarded them up temporarily and they're going to fix it. Here, it's the house is abandoned. They've left their relationship. And so the windows are boarded up because there's nobody to take care of it anymore. The chandelier is still flickering here because she's still there. She's still at the restaurant. She's still in this moment, like looking in the windows, even though she's no longer in it. But she can still see like what's happening in there, even though she's no longer part of it. Why is my like so? I just highlighted chandelier and I go chandelier C as drugstore.
It's so funny because I was like, I wonder if Kat's gonna bring that up.
So the first time that me and Abby got drunk together, I went to go to the bathroom and I just walked in the bathroom and looked at myself in the mirror and I just started singing Chandelier by Sia, and I hit the notes of the chorus,
every note.
And I have never been able to do that again, and I probably never will be able to do that again.
And there was just this moment where I was like, you just did that, like from the living room calling to the bathroom.
And then I was just like, I did that. I really have to pee now. Because I can't pretend it's okay when it's not. But Taylor loves to pretend that she's okay when she's not.
I'm fine, but it wasn't true.
I'm fine, but it wasn't true. I might be okay, but I'm not fine at all. But this heartbreak is so bad she can't even pretend to be okay. It's so earth-shattering. And she's slowly dying in the most painful and torturous way imaginable. Another parallel, Tolerate It. You assume I'm fine, but what would you do if I break free and leave us in ruins?
Yeah.
What would you do?
What would you do?
The verse. I dress to kill my time. So slay.
Slay.
She's not dressing for men, for women for revenge.
She's dressing to kill her time.
She's dressing like, because have you ever just been in such a shit mood that you're just like, I'm just gonna put on a really cute outfit so that I feel good about myself, and then you like it's like I have nothing else to do. I'm single now.
Yeah, or you dress horribly. Like I think Gina Rodriguez in the movie, the friends come in and they're just like, "Are you good?"
Yeah, because she's wearing like a t-shirt and drinking mimosas at like 10 a.m.
It's the best time to drink
And
mimosas.
Truth Hurts is playing.
But she's by herself.
She's by herself.
She-
Yeah, she's by herself in her apartment in underwear and a t-shirt and like unwashed hair.
Mood.
So it's like I dress to kill my time. I guess from that perspective of like you're just dressed in like shit and you're just gonna lay on the couch and like get drunk and watch trashy TV.
Right.
Like I also think
mood.
of like Legally Blonde at the beginning when it's like she's watching the soap opera and she's eating the chocolates and he's like, "I love you," and she's like, "Liar."
Yeah, basically.
I take the long way home. All too well. Now you mail back my things and I walk home alone.
She's taking the long way home because like she's dressing to kill her time. She's getting dressed and she's taking the long way home because she has to fill up her day with things that aren't this person anymore.
Yes. Because we'll get more into that.
Yeah.
Yes. I asked the traffic lights if it'll be all right. They say, I don't know. So Taylor responded to a Tumblr post in 2019 about this part. So the original poster person said, people are missing the point behind the line. I asked the traffic lights if it'll be all right. And they say, I don't know. When you're so low and upset with something in your life, you'll look to anything for reassurance. I believe this is what Taylor was doing here, and I love it so, so much. And she said, yes, all caps, exclamation point. Like how when you're struggling through something, time slows down and everything is a sign and you'll take advice from a tree because you're just going through it, man. But I kind of love all the interpretations of what that line means, even the memes. Correction, especially the memes.
Oh, Taylor, I love you.
I love Taylor. She's just a silly, goofy guy like us,
She is.
except with more Grammys.
Yeah.
All the Grammys. Anyways, traffic lights are also mentioned in All Too Well and State of Grace. So I think there's just a lot of parallels between her other great breakup songs because breakup to breakup, like there's always going to be kind of continuity to your feelings and to like the things that you fall into. So traffic lights say, I don't know. And I was like, why did I have this highlighted? Oh, it's because at the Eras tour, I made Bailey a friendship bracelet that was just the like red, yellow, green beads. And then it said IDK.
I love that. I just had a thought. Again, I'm not saying this is the actual interpretation of the song, but I'm thinking about she's taking a long way home. She's stopped at a light. She's waiting. And she asks, because they're right in front of her, right? So she asks, like, is it going to be okay? And the I don't know could be like the red, orange, green.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know. That's just what it made me think
I
of.
agree.
IDK.
Or it'd be like the green, yellow, red.
Right. Or that. You're right. You're correct. That's how traffic lights work.
Imagine a traffic light starts yellow. Like, what would you do? Like, it
You
goes from
just
red to
start
yellow, and you're
accelerating
like,
very slowly.
what do you,
It's
I don't
been
know.
a long week. All right.
It's been a long year. Hey, it's correct, Noah Khan. What once was ours is no one's now. I will get more into ours in the bridge. I have thoughts.
Yes.
So put pin in that. But also in the song Ours, they can't take what's ours. So it can't be taken, but they gave it away. So it's not can't be taken, but it can be freely given. I see you everywhere. The only thing we share is this small town. So in Someone Great, like it's about she lives in New York City. New York City is a huge city. There's millions of people there, but when you're dating someone for a long, long time, like you fall into the same habits and you go to the same places together and like you have all of these memories that are involve them. And so it makes it feel like a small town because even though you're going to all these different places and seeing all these different people, you're constantly like, maybe he's going to be there. Maybe I'm going to run into him. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. And also like all the memories, like you said, like the bodega scene where she just having these flashbacks to like all these seemingly random times because it's just, he's so a part of her life in New York that it's like inescapable. It feels like a small town.
Yeah.
You said it was a great love, one for the ages. And like that post-breakup pain of knowing that everything you planned for and said is over. And it's not even that it was a lie. It's just not the truth anymore.
Dislike.
And also in the one, the greatest loves of all time are over now. But if the story's over, why am I still writing pages?
Oh, I love that line too. So much. I think that's my favorite line of the song.
It's so good because it's just like when the breakup's over and you're just like, I just need to get over it. I just need to get over it. And it's like, but I can't stop thinking about it because they're still everywhere.
Yeah.
Why am I still reading pages? So also parallel to New Year's Day, don't read the last page, but I stay. Not anymore.
Oh, woof.
So, ouch.
Yeah.
Also, obviously, Story of Us kind of has that fictionalized story element to it. But it's like the end happened and then the epilogue is just pain. That's not what epilogues are supposed to be. She's like, this is the end of the story, but like the story can't be over. This can't be how it ends.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought of something else, and then before I could finish writing it, I forgot what it was. So I just wrote, I had another parallel and I forgot it. No. So in the chorus is again, and then
Woof.
the bridge.
This bridge.
Look at there's two lines that aren't highlighted.
This goes so hard.
My heart, my hips, my body, my love. The my parallel from the intro there. Trying to find a part of me that you didn't touch.
Mm-hmm.
So he touched her physically and emotionally. His love took up all of her. And now trying to find a part that is hers and hers alone is impossible because she gave everything to him. And until she changes who she is, he will know all of her.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I'm bringing up hockey again. Because as I mentioned last week, I got into hockey because I wanted something about me that my ex did not know about. So like this line hit so hard the first time I heard it because I was just like, ooh, been there, done that, learned the rules to a sport. That's how you knew I was down bad. So heartbroken, I got into sport.
Trying to find a part of me that you didn't touch. Man, it reminds me of, again, like Begin Again and trying to be my old self again, still trying to find it. Like, damn.
Hi, this is Editing Abby here. So unfortunately, right at this point, the laptop died and stopped recording the nice audio. So for the last 10 minutes or so of the podcast, you'll be hearing the raw camera audio, which is like echoey and not so great. The way that it happened during the bridge is honestly rude, but hopefully we can just push past it. Once again, so sorry. We had quite a mess of a day and several technical difficulties, but I hope you can enjoy it anyway. All right, back to the episode.
Gave up on me like I was a bad drug. He was addicted, but now it's like he had a bad trip and he just gave it up. Things went from this magical high, fever dream high, to something that's no longer fun, and he's quitting, but it wasn't cold turkey. It's leaving, it dies and it dies and it dies a million little times. It's death by 1,000 cuts. It's the knowledge that like a relationship is failing and that you're pulling away from each other and you know it's happening and you know it might be for the better, so you're not trying to stop it, but it still hurts so, so deeply.
This is an explosion. This is anger. This is ruminating.
This is everything that she had been trying to hold in just coming out. Now I'm searching for signs in a haunted club. So in the movie, kind of the climax, spoilers for someone great, I guess. I don't know if it's a spoiler, because I think you could watch it with knowing this information and still get the full effect. But she goes to this like exclusive club night with her best friends and her ex is there, and she just sees him and she just like freezes, and he freezes too, and he kind of goes to take a step towards her and she's just like, I can't. And like
It's a really pivotal
big moment. And so it's like a haunted club because everywhere that she goes, it's like he's part of it. He's there. He's in it. And literally he is in that moment. But at the same time, she spent the whole day kind of the reason why she wanted to go to this event because she thought he might be there. And so even if he had never showed up, she would have been expecting him to. Our songs, our films, our country. I know I skipped a line there, but I'm just emphasizing the ours. So everything that they created together is ours. And so like her music, his films, they're both of theirs because they're so intrinsically a part of the other one that there would be no music, no films, no country without the other also there. But they're just so intricately intertwined
that it's impossible to tell one from the other. But she says, my heart, my hips, my body, my love. She's trying to figure out what is hers from this. She's trying to pull their lives apart and try to figure out where the pieces of her are in this relationship, because it just kind of melted together and she can't tell apart what's hers anymore.
She's reclaiming the land.
She's reclaiming the land.
Yeah.
Our country, guess it was a lawless land. So together they kind of formed their own nation, their own place where there's no rules, this breakable heaven. But now they're no longer together or on the same page, and the lawlessness and lack of rules has destroyed things.
I'm having a random thought about unbreakable heaven. But like maybe that's saying that heaven on earth is always going to be breakable. Like there's no such thing as unbreakable heaven. But
Because
it's the
a
closest you're
lawless
gonna get.
land, no rules, a lawless land, it sounds good, but in reality, a place with no rules and no laws is just chaos. So she's realizing that these rules and these laws that they put together for themselves, none of them end up being true because they didn't end up together. So it's lawless, it's ruleless, it's the broken heaven. Quiet my fears with the touch of your hand. It's just like the idea that they were so in love that just like his presence, just like putting a hand on her shoulder, is like so calming that he could quiet all of her fears in like a second. Paper cut stings from our paper thin plans. They had so many plans that they had to have them be paper thin to stack them all together so they could hold them, but now they're falling from their hands and cutting them up on the way down.
That's also, fun fact, the hardest line for me to get right when singing this bridge.
It's because it's paper cut sting from our paper thin plans. By time, by one.
It's, first of all, this bridge is amazing to sing, but that part's hard. That's the hardest part.
My time, my wine, my spirit, my trust. Again, with the my repetition, the double entendre of spirit, with especially after wine of like liquor, spirit. And then my trust, I think, is like the most heartbreaking line, because we know how much Taylor values trust in a relationship. Trying to find a part of me you didn't take up. So obviously the first time she says something similar in the bridge, it's trying to find a part of me that you didn't touch, and this is you didn't take up. So not only did he touch every part of her, but he was a part of every part of her. They were one. Everything they had was ours, not hers, not his. So what does she have now that doesn't have holes that he left? What does he have that doesn't have holes from her leaving? Like, they have to figure out for themselves what is actually theirs.
Yeah.
And that's like so hard after a breakup. Gave you so much, but it wasn't enough. Taylor talks a lot about giving everything that she has to the people she loves. And here she knows that she gave everything, but it still wasn't enough to keep them together. Because sometimes no matter how much you give, it's just not meant to be, and there's nothing you can do to, change fate. But I'll be alright. It's just 1,000 cuts.
It's killing me slow.
The use of "it's just" is just to downplay how devastating this breakup is.
I'll be fine, but
I'll be fine. It's alright. It's just 1,000 cuts. Like, I'll heal. It's no big deal. And that's the thing, is that because in the movie and in the song, it's like they don't have some big blow up fight where one of them did something really wrong. It's 1,000 little things.
Yeah.
It dies and it dies and it dies. It's not one big moment that destroyed them.
And when you're an adult, that starts happening more often in relationships. The breakups are more complicated and nuanced. It's not just, sometimes it is someone's really at fault, but a lot of times it's just two adults that aren't working anymore.
Yeah.
Wow.
And just the song ending on "I Don't Know" is so good, because again, it's something like this. You don't know what the final blow was when there's 1,000 cuts. You don't know which one is the killing blow, what really ended things.
It ends on uncertainty, just like Cruel Summer.
Exactly. Just like a lot of Lover.
Yeah.
My discussion question is, if you could write a song this incredible about any movie, what movie would you choose?
I didn't mention when I was covering Cruel Summer, but when she says, "I love you, ain't that the worst thing you ever heard?" in Fleabag Season 2, if you know, you know. I'm about to say my second F word, but it's a quote, so it doesn't count. She says, "The worst part is I fucking love you."
That's something that she says. And it's one of the most painful, beautiful things ever. If you know, you know. Go watch Fleabag season 2 right now. Stop what you're doing and watch it.
Finish the pod first.
Finish the pod. We're almost done. And I think that that's probably, I would probably write something about Fleabag or The Great Gatsby.
I love that.
What about you?
I actually didn't think about it.
Cool.
I feel like it would be. What would it be? I'm trying to think of like what my favorite movie is, and now I'm like, have I seen a movie before?
Never, not once.
Never, not once. Probably Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, good answer. Good answer.
If I could write
Sitcom
like
Family
this
Feud.
level of good song, but about Haunting of Hill House would be devastating.
Oh, that would be great.
And now our hint songs. My hint song for next week is We Are Going to Be Friends by the White Stripes.
And mine is I'll Follow the Sun by the Beatles.
And that's all. Thank you so much for watching. We did it before the camera died again.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
So if you want to follow us on Instagram, we post lots of good stuff and questions there at SwiftFloorPod.
And on TikTok at SwiftFloorPod.
Listen to us on Apple or Spotify or anywhere you want to listen to our podcast. We're also on YouTube if you want to see our faces.
And that's it. Crisp high five.
Crispy high five! Happy New Year's Eve. Not for you guys, but for us.
Happy weekend of 2024. Hope it's been great so far and nothing bad has happened.
And that reputation's out. Alright, bye!
Woo!
We did it!
Things that we did. That.
The devil will.
Right back on it. We're on a roll.
Devil will your wise.
Devil-
I know how to speak English. Okay.
Are we sure?
Nope.
Check that. I packed my degrees. We don't know that I speak English anymore. All's well that ends well to end up in view. I tried. Anyways.
In you.
No, I said in view. Abby.
I can't hear.
This is a family podcast. What the fuck are you on
Fucking
about?
not.